let us study about evolution. Evolution means gradual changes जो time के साथ हुए हैं. So the sequence of gradual changes that takes place in an organism over a million of years and leads to formation of new species, and these sequences are known as evolution. The first theory on evolution was given by J.B. Lamarck, who gave the theory of inheritance of acquired characters, and the theory of natural selection, that is also known as theory of Darwinism, is given by Charles Darwin. Let us study about the theory of Lamarckism. It is also known as theory of inheritance of acquired characters, and it is based on the following postulates. The first is that living organism tends to increase in size. That means living organisms जो हैं उनका body का जो size है वो increase होता है, and new needs lead to the formation of new organs. जैसे जैसे आपकी needs बढ़ती है या कोई activity perform करनी है तो that leads to the development of new organs. Continued use of one particular organ makes it more developed, and misuse or basically disuse of an organ leads to degeneration. That means अगर कोई organ हम use नहीं कर रहे हैं तो वो organ with time जो है वो degenerate हो जाता है. Next is new characters are acquired by individuals during their lifetime. पूरे lifetime में जो individuals हैं वो new characters जो हैं वो gain करते हैं. Whereas the theory of Darwin says that useful variations from generation to generation gives rise to the formation of new species. And due to multiplication, organisms and limited food and space, there exists competition among organisms. स्पेस नहीं है तो कंपटीशन होता है, फूड नहीं है तो इससे ऑर्गेनिजम्स के बीच में जो है कंपटीशन जो है अराइज होता है. द थ्योरी ऑफ डार्विनिज्म आल्सो स्टेट्स दैट नेचर सेलेक्ट्स दोज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स और ऑर्गेनिजम्स दैट आर यूजफुल एंड आर बेस्ट अडेप्टेड टू द प्रिवेलिंग कंडीशंस. Now let us talk about speciation. This is the origin of new species from already existing species, and it can take place through four ways. First is gene flow, genetic drift, natural selection, and geographical isolation. The evolution and its classification. Different evidence of evolution given were: first was the homologous organs. These organs are similar in structure whereas they differ in their function. And the next were the analogous organs, which basically have a same function but they have a different structure. You can have the illustration in which the analogous organ of bat wing and bird wing has been shown here. Further, the paleontological, that is the fossil evidence that was found. Dead remain of the organism is known as fossils. For example, Archaeopteryx possess features of both reptiles and birds. This concludes that birds have evolved from reptiles. Next is vestigial organs. So these are those organs which are rudimentary in nature. That means they have lost their function through evolution. For example, appendix in humans, wisdom tooth, muscles of ears, and it's many more. Now let us study evolution by stages. For example, evolution of eye. Flatworms, they were having rudimentary eyes, whereas insects possess compound eyes. If we talk about humans, then the eyes are placed in the front and they have a binocular vision. So this is how the evolution of eye have taken place. Next is molecular phylogeny. It is also an evidence of evolution. According to molecular phylogeny, the changes in DNA during reproduction are the basic events of evolution, and organisms which are related to each other most distantly, they will have greater differences in their DNA. Now, evolution by artificial selection. It selects special phenotypic characters to produce organisms with enhanced characteristics. That means they are having more characteristics. For example, plants which are disease or insect resistance. It can be used to produce different varieties such as broccoli, cauliflower, and many more. Now talking about human evolution. Excavating fossils, time dating and determination of DNA sequences are used to study human evolutionary relationships. And the study of human evolution indicates that all of us belong to a single species evolved in Africa and then spread across the world in stages. So here is a diagrammatic representation of how human species have evolved. It shows that every human species have evolved from one common ancestor, which is seen in the illustration here. So here we end with the chapter Heredity and Evolution, in which we have studied different factors and theories that are given for evolution.